So hello guys and welcome to my brand new video. This video will be once again about the NHL National Hockey League, and today we'll be discussing the top 10 defensemen as of this season 2019-2020. As we all know, the regular season 2019-2020 is now officially over, so we can discuss who was the best defenseman or actually who the top 10 defensemen were, and we could have some kind of a little nice discussion about it. So I hope you will enjoy this video, guys, and let's get right into it. We'll start from the position number 10. So on my list I have a list of my top 10 defensemen in NHL as of this season. I have chosen them on basically on statistics, on time on ice average, on games played, game winning goals, how much time they spend on power play on ice, how much time they spend while their team is short-handed, etc, etc. So I went back and forth on this list, and I hope that you will find it kind of interesting, and I also want to hear your top 10, so definitely make sure to write your top 10 down in the comment section below, and I'll definitely read that your thoughts, guys, and I can't wait to see them. So let's start right now from the spot number 10. So on the spot number 10 I have currently a player from Pittsburgh, and it's Chris Letang. So Chris Letang has played this season 61 games only. He had some troubles with injury, but actually Chris Letang has been averaging over 25 minutes per game, so definitely he's a very important piece of the team. Mike Sullivan is using him a lot. He has put up 44 points in just 61 games, so that is a very good point total. He was putting a lot of effort this season. I think he played overall really well. He had plus minus statistics. He had 0, so he was on the ice at the basically the opposing team scored that many goals while he was on ice as the Pittsburgh. So that's just, not good statistic. Plus minus not that bad, it's just like 0. And Chris Letang, yeah, I think that for Pittsburgh Penguins, definitely Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Jay Gensel, etc, etc. These are the top forwards, the top stars, but we are talking about Chris Letang. That's the most important guy on their defense, and once again this season he was proving that he definitely still belongs to an elite group of defensemen in the NHL. So Chris Letang, number 10 on my list. Once again, 61 games played this season, 44 points, but I just didn't went straightly by points. There were other guys who had more points than Chris Letang, but I think that his basically his importance for the Pittsburgh Penguins is very huge, and I also put some consideration about how important these players are for their teams, and I think that Chris Letang is one of the most important players for Pittsburgh in the defensive zone. That's definitely true. So Chris Letang, number 10. Let's move forward to the number 9, and I have another guy which you may be a little bit surprised if I write his name down. It starts with S, let's go with U, yeah, and it's an American guy actually. It's Ryan Suter from the state of Minnesota, some from the Minnesota Wild. So Ryan Suter is an interesting one. I am also personally a fan of the Minnesota Wild, even though I'm wearing a Washington Capitals t-shirt, which we'll get to later, but Ryan Suter, I have been a fan of Minnesota for the last maybe 5 years or so, and Ryan Suter was one of the, if not, I would say probably the most important guy in Minnesota, and even this season he was averaging over 24 minutes played, even though he's a lot over 30 years old, so still a decent guy. He played 69 games in this season. He had also put up a lot of points, 48 points. That's kind of a lot for Ryan Suter when you consider that the whole season was not played. It was played only like 69 games, 70 games in average. So Ryan Suter, even though the season was not finished, he managed to put up almost 50 points. So that's kind of really good statistics for Ryan Suter. He had in plus minus category, he had -6. So according to where he's playing in Minnesota, that's still not that bad, right? And Ryan Suter, yeah, his importance to the team of Minnesota is very huge, and he is one of the top guys. A very experienced guy who could definitely give some advices to the younger guys like Kevin Fiala or Greenway or Luke Kunin, or even if this summer will come to Minnesota, Kirill Kaprizov, the big star from the KHL from Russia, then he's one of the most experienced players who will definitely give some advices to the young Kirill Kaprizov and Ryan Suter. Yeah, very, very good guy for Minnesota. And this season, I was kind of surprised. He was also good offensively. So kudos to him, Ryan Suter. Ryan Suter, my number 9 pick. So let's go forward. Let's go to the number 8, which I have a guy from Carolina Hurricanes, and that's Dougie Hamilton. Once again, you may be a little bit surprised if you look at the point totals. He has got this season 40 points, so there were also guys which I do not have on this board that put up a lot more points. But actually, why I have Dougie Hamilton here? I have Dougie Hamilton here because he has played only 48 games. He has played only 48 games, and he managed to put already 40 points. So he scored 40 points in just 48 games. That's just phenomenal stats, right? And we all know that he has been injured in January in the game against Columbus. Very nasty leg injury. So I hope that he would be fit when Carolina are back to play. I think he would. And yeah, Dougie Hamilton definitely in this first half of the season, he was playing just at that top level, really top level, and he would be a lot higher. He would looking at a spot number 4 or even spot number 3 if he had played the whole season. But sadly, he has played only 48 games, but that still, was enough for me to put him on number 8, above Chris Letang, above Ryan Suter. Even though they both had more points than Dougie Hamilton, but Dougie Hamilton, I think he has played only 48 games, and that first half of the season by him, that was just something phenomenal. And he was averaging over 23 minutes per game, so that is also a considerable amount of playing time on ice. So Dougie Hamilton, very important guy for Rod Brind'Amour, and very good to Carolina to have him on their lineup. And this season Hamilton was playing just absolutely really special player this season, definitely. So Dougie Hamilton, my number 8, and let's move forward to my number 7, which will be the first of the 2 very young guys which we have on the board, and it will be a guy from the British Columbia, so from Vancouver, and it will be none other than Quinn Hughes. So Quinn Hughes, this season it was expected, everybody was looking at his younger brother, Jack Hughes. Everybody was hyped about him from the New Jersey Devils, but actually Jack Hughes was not playing that well. He has not adjusted to the NHL, and just as of yet, I'm not saying he played bad. No, he definitely didn't. He had some good moments this season, but he didn't, I would say, live up to the expectations right in the first season. But Quinn Hughes, oh my word, just this season from Quinn Hughes was special, was phenomenal, and I'm sure he will be spoken about even in the consideration about the Norris Trophy for the best defender in the league. But yeah, along with Kale Macarthur, which will be on the board in just a minute. So Quinn Hughes this season, just to tell you the statistics side of it, Quinn Hughes played in 68 games and he put up an amazing 53 points. 53 points, and he had plus 12 in plus minus category, yes, and he was averaging 19 minutes per game. So a lot of ice time for Quinn Hughes when he's that young. I guess he's just 21 years old, and already in this age he was able to put up as a defenseman in a shortened season because of the coronavirus pandemic. He was able to put up 53 points. That's just unbelievable performance by Quinn Hughes, and you should be interested about him in the next season and in those playoffs as well. Like Minnesota will be playing against Vancouver, and even Ryan Suter must be aware of the Quinn Hughes because his offensive abilities are just absolutely special. Quinn Hughes was very strong also in the power play. He was playing a lot in the power play unit, and he had some great assists in the power play when he was playing with Patterson, Besser, etc., etc. So Quinn Hughes was very good on power play as well, and he was not playing a lot of penalty kill minutes, to be honest with you. I think he was averaging like 2 seconds per game. So the coach Travis Green didn't put him on the ice when there was a penalty kill, but power plays definitely in the power plays he was one of the best defensemen in the league. And overall, Quinn Hughes definitely along with Kale Macarthur, one of them will win the Calder Trophy. That's pretty much sure right now. But the question is, who is on your list higher, if Quinn Hughes or Kale Macarthur? Right now, you already know that I have Kale Macarthur higher, but I will explain it to you guys why I decided to basically give this order to you guys. So Quinn Hughes, my number 7, decent season for him, second season in the NHL. Technically, I would say the first, because last season he had played only 5 games in the end of the season for Vancouver, but this season it was a gorgeous season for him, and he completely outplayed his younger brother Jack Hughes from New Jersey. So Quinn Hughes number 7. Moving forward to the spot number 6, and on the spot number 6 I have, once again, I would say not a name that you would, like a few months ago, consider to be in that top category. I have Tony DeAngelo from Madison Square Garden, so from the New York Rangers. Tony DeAngelo was playing this season, absolutely special as well. He had exactly the same point totals as did the young Quinn Hughes. He had 53 points, same as Quinn Hughes, and he had played 68 games, so as well, same as the Quinn Hughes, the ideal statistics. And why I chose Tony DeAngelo at first, I had Quinn Hughes over Tony DeAngelo, but then I decided I put Tony DeAngelo over Quinn Hughes. Just because I went by this, because Tony DeAngelo had a plus 12 plus minus, and Quinn Hughes had minus 10 plus minus. But I also went because Tony DeAngelo was playing also in the penalty kills a little bit more, so that was for me the reason why I put basically Tony DeAngelo before Quinn Hughes. And he also scored a lot more points in the even strength points. So he didn't score that many points like Quinn Hughes. In the power plays he was able to score or to produce even in the even strength opportunities. And Tony DeAngelo definitely I would say one of the most exciting stories of the season, or one of the most unexpected stars of this season. Tony DeAngelo from New York Rangers, and the whole Rangers were playing, especially in the end of the season, just really well. Artemi Panarin, Tony DeAngelo, Adam Fox. Even Adam Fox was very high with his rankings, with his statistics. Another young defenseman for New York Rangers, and you consider the 2 young Russians in the net, like Georgiev and Igor Shesterkin. New York Rangers' future looks really, really bright, and Tony DeAngelo will be a very important part of it. And this season was definitely his best in his career for Tony DeAngelo from New York Rangers. And kudos to him. I had him over Quinn Hughes. I don't know if you would put him there as well, guys. Let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, I just decided to, because as I have said, he had more even strength points and he had a lot better plus minus statistics. But yeah, those two guys definitely very good seasons for them as well. And let's go to number 5. And here goes the other young guy you have been guys waiting for, and that's Kale Macarthur from Colorado. So we are already to the top 5 of the NHL. Kale Macarthur from Colorado, I think we can all agree that he belongs there. And yeah, Kale Macarthur. Kale Macarthur is an interesting one because why I have him over Quinn Hughes. Even though he has scored 3 less points, it's obvious he has not played many games because of an injury. Kale Macarthur has played only 57 games and he scored 50 points. So that was, when you compare it to, for example, Quinn Hughes, he would score, if he would continue to score at the same frequency, he would score more points eventually than Quinn Hughes and DeAngelo. That's why I basically put Kale Macarthur above them. And he was averaging 21 minutes, over 21 minutes actually, so the basically almost the same time on ice average as Quinn Hughes. So those two guys, when I will do a list of top 10 favorites for Calder Trophy, I don't even have to do 10. You would think that Kubalik will be the number 3, but even he, with his gorgeous season, with a decent amount of goals, even that wouldn't keep up with the pace of Kale Macarthur and Quinn Hughes, which they set this season. Like, that was something special by those two young defensemen. And Kale Macarthur, I have him on the number spot 5. Basically, I think for Colorado, everyone was surprised how well Kale Macarthur, especially in the beginning of the season, was playing. He was averaging even above 1 point per game, and that was clearly something phenomenal was going on there in Colorado, and everyone was since then watching only Kale Macarthur and his highlighted real plays. So Kale Macarthur, for me, definitely one of the best defenders in the league as of right now. And I have him on the spot number 5. And let's move forward to the spot number 4. Here we have a guy who does not have a certain future. He does not have a contract signed with his team. It's Alex Pietrangelo, the captain who raised the Stanley Cup last year. So Alex Pietrangelo from St. Louis Blues. Oh, I didn't write it well, but whatever. So Alex Pietrangelo we have here. And yeah, Pietrangelo is a very good defenseman, I think. According to the cap space, probably St. Louis Blues will lose after this season their captain. I would think that Pietrangelo will be out because they just, unless they do some big move, unless someone helps them out with the money and with the cap space they right now don't have, they just wouldn't be able to sign Pietrangelo again. So Pietrangelo is an unrestricted free agent, so he'll probably just go to another team, and I'll be interesting where he goes, because anybody who will pick, according to me, number 4 guy on the blue line in the whole NHL will definitely improve in the next season. Pietrangelo will be a decent addition to anybody who would eventually pick him up. You would think that he would get at least 8 million per season. He has to get, but right now, of course, because of the coronavirus pandemic and all what is going on right now throughout the world, we just don't know how high the salaries will be and what the limit will be basically for the cap space. It definitely won't go up. The question is if it will, and if it will, by how much it will go down. That's just the question. And St. Louis Blues, unless, as I have said, they will make some kind of trade that will clear them some cap space, they wouldn't be able to sign Alex Pietrangelo this summer, and Pietrangelo then would move somewhere else, which is a shame because I really loved him in the uniform of St. Louis Blues, but that's just life, right? Let's go just briefly to his statistics. Alex Pietrangelo has played this season 70 games, and he has 52 points. In plus-minus category, he has plus 11, and he has averaged over 24 minutes per game this season, so a decent ice time for him. He was very important for St. Louis in the last year championship, and he was important to the St. Louis as well this year when they get the Western Division title for the best team in the West. So Angelo from St. Louis, probably this summer it will be the last games for him in the St. Louis. So yeah, Alex Angelo this season, 52 points. Great overall performance by St. Louis Blues, but Angelo is one of the, if not was the most important guy also this season. And the defensemen with him, like Jay Bouwmeester, who unfortunately probably his career is because of the heart attack over. But we have there like we had there Colton Parayko, we have the Marcus Candela was there, and many others, basically Sammy Blay, and you could continue on. Angelo is for them a great leader, a great captain for St. Louis, and it is shame that he probably will leave the St. Louis this summer. It is shame for the organization itself, but I think also for the NHL as a whole, because you must think that just Angelo and St. Louis, it was a good chemistry between them, between the city and the player, between the fans and the player, and yeah, I cannot yet imagine Angelo in other uniform than St. Louis in the next season, but it probably will happen. But Angelo right now, number 4 on my list. And let's go to the top 3 guys, so the medal positions, and they are pretty much the same as I was looking through some rankings throughout the last years. Those 3 were pretty much set. So you have there John Carlson, you have Roman Josi, of course, and Victor Hedman. So those 3 are pretty much still on top 4, on top 3 in every expert's list, and they are as well on mine. So my number 3, I decided to go this year. Once again, this is from 2019-2020 season, not for like last 10 years, last 2 years. This is just for this season. Of course, we have Kale Macarthur, Quinn Hughes, DeAngelo, who weren't playing that well, or even weren't playing in the NHL last year. So this is only for this year. And number 3, I have a guy from Florida, so Victor Hedman. Victor Hedman, the Swedish guy who had an opportunity this season to play in his homeland in Sweden, an NHL game definitely must have been for him in Stockholm against Buffalo Sabres. A great night for him, definitely. And yeah, Victor Hedman. Victor Hedman from Tampa Bay Lightning, my number 3. This season, Victor Hedman has played 66 games and he has put up 55 points, so a great numbers for him. Plus-minus rating, that was for him plus 27. So all of these are great numbers. He was averaging over 24 minutes. So just these 3 guys are, I would say, a little bit separated from the other guys as of right now. And Hedman is proving, or at least in the last years, and these guys are proving that they are the best in business, these top 3. And Victor Hedman definitely has proven that in the last years in the NHL for Tampa Bay Lightning. John Cooper must be satisfied with him. He's a gorgeous defender that every coach would love to have him on his team. And Victor Hedman is staying in Tampa, that's pretty sure. He has the contract there for some other years signed. So the Tampa Bay Lightning fans will enjoy him in their building in Amalie Arena for years to come. And I'm sure they love him. He loves the Tampa as well, I'm sure. And yeah, Victor Hedman, my number 3. This season, once again, 55 points. And plus 27 rating, averaging over 24 minutes per game. Let's go to number 2. Number 2 is another European. So it will be a guy from Switzerland, and it's Roman Josi. The little guy, if I could call him so. He's not big, he has not got that physical presence, like for example, I don't know, DeAngelo or Hedman or or Ryan Suter, but he's a very skillful defenseman. He could do some pretty nice moves. I would say he's got a good shot, and he's a great leader for Nashville. That's definitely he has played this season 69 points, and he has scored 65 points. So 10 more than the third place Victor Hedman. So for Roman Josi, kudos to him, and yeah. Roman Josi, 65 points this season. I would say this is his career best year. He was averaging over 25 minutes per game. So, especially after the departure of PK Subban, Roman Josi has gained that next step, I would say, to become the Nashville superstar and even one of the superstars of the whole NHL, one of the best players. And he's the captain of the Nashville Predators. Of course, Nashville has a very big fan base all over the region. So Tennessee definitely loves Roman Josi, and the guy from Switzerland loves his Predators. I'm sure he has been playing absolutely phenomenal in the last season, especially in this season. Roman Josi, even though, as I have said, he's not that big, he's not that high, he's not got that big physical presence as some other guys on this list, but he's a very skillful defenseman. He could take the puck from you away very easily, and he could also score or find his teammates very cleverly with the puck. So Roman Josi, you must be definitely aware every second of the match where the Switzerland man is, because Roman Josi is very dangerous in every situation you could possibly imagine, and he's very fast skater as well, so that's another very big advantage for him. Roman Josi number 2, we all know who is number 1 on my list as of right now. It must be a guy from Washington Capitals, even though I'm not a fan of the Caps. I've got their t-shirt. As you can see, this is Alex Ovechkin, the captain, but the Washington Capitals have, I think, in this season, or they had, and they will have in the playoffs, the best defenseman in the NHL of the 2019-2020 regular season, and that is, of course, an American, John Carlson. So John Carlson is my number 1. I think also a lot of other people will have him on the number 1, because he was playing this season definitely best from all of the defenders. So John Carlson this season, 69 games played, 75 points scored. He is the only player from this list that was averaging over a point per game this season. John Carlson, absolutely, yeah, he was in the last I would say like 2 years, 3 years, one of the best. He was in that debate, and even though I was for a while I was considering who would I put first, Carlson or Josi. I wasn't thinking Hedman. I had these two on the top, and I was thinking like Josi or Carlson. I was comparing some stats, and I came to also an interesting statistics. That John Carlson had this season 6 game-winning goals. That's just very important contribution to overall team success. And 6 game-winning goals, that's just a lot for a defenseman. Roman Josi, I guess Josi had like 3 or even 1. I don't know, 1 or 3 or 2. But John Carlson had like 6 game-winning goals, and I went like, oh, that's massive. He was averaging over 24 minutes per game, and he had in plus-minus statistics plus 12. So I had to put Carlson at number 1. Like, I think that you have to go with Carlson. You may also choose Josi, but I don't see you choosing any of these other guys as number 1. From the number 3, it's like open. You could put Angelo 3, you could even put Macar 3. You could argue for Hughes, DeAngelo was playing as well. So yeah, when we would go point per game, Hamilton would be higher, but I just went like for this season, and Hamilton has played only 48 games, so I thought like, well, it wasn't the whole season, it was like almost half of the season, so I can't put him higher than 8. And yeah, Roman Josi, John Carlson, I was thinking, but I don't see you basically putting Roman Josi over John Carlson this season. I think that Carlson just played really well with 6 game winning goals, 75 points from 69 games. Yeah, kudos to him. All the praise to him. Todd Riordan must be happy to have him on the team. So this is the list of my top 10 defensemen. Number 10, Chris Letang, Pittsburgh Penguins. Number 9, Ryan Suter, Minnesota Wild. Number 8, Dougie Hamilton from Carolina Hurricanes. Number 7, Quinn Hughes from Vancouver Canucks. Number 6, Tony DeAngelo from New York Rangers. Number 5, Kale Macarthur, another young guy from Colorado Avalanche. Number 4, the Stanley Cup champion from the last year, the captain of the St. Louis Blues, and the guy who will likely move forward or move to some other club this summer. It's Alex Pietrangelo from St. Louis. Number 3, Victor Hedman, Tampa Bay. Number 2, the Switzerland guy, Roman Josi from Nashville Predators. And number 1, of course, the American John Carlson from Washington Capitals with 75 points in 69 games this season. So this is my list of top 10 defensemen. Definitely let me know down in the comment section below what your list is, how it looks like, who you've got number 1, number 2, number 3. I'm interested to see your thoughts, guys, if you think that Carlson is number 1 as well as I think. I'm interested to see your guys really, and yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to subscribe. Please leave a like down below. It would mean a lot to me, guys. And once again, thank you very much for watching. Stay safe wherever you are. Stay healthy and watch sports if you can. The hockey will be back probably only on, I think, August. First week of August is the fastest I could see NHL starting again. But we have football, or soccer as you call it in America, going on right now. We have NASCAR going on, of course. So you have something at least to watch. I hope you are all well, guys. You are not bored because of the pandemic, because of everything is closed, etc., etc. I hope you also go out sometimes, and hope to see you guys again soon. So, bye guys, and once again, thank you very much for watching. Bye guys.